I always talk so much that I get in trouble. I don't know. My name is Carissa. I'm 25 years old, and a dog ate a lot more than just my homework. I come from a 3-mile town in Bayonne, in New Jersey. I went to all-girls Catholic high school. I would always talk so much that I get in trouble. I don't know, other than that, I was a good student. I got pretty good grades. You could say I was life of the party. I'm not trying to brag, but I light up the room. Like, I literally make everyone laugh. And then a year ago, my life changed completely for the worst. We went to a friend's house.
Now, people, this was just uploaded 2 hours ago. So people are still watching this video for the first time.
And we started, just playing card games, just hanging out. I was playing with the dog, sitting on the floor. I was about to pick up my phone. And the last thing I remember is just my friend running up to me with a towel, holding it on my face, and then everyone was just going into panic. And I looked down, and I was drenched in the room. It all blacked out. And then I remember waking up in the ER, and I felt my face starting heavy, and I'm like, something.
Did y'all hear how she skipped over the dog attack? She didn't say nothing about it. Now, I assume that she's trying to say that she don't remember it, but I don't believe that. If you lost memory, you're going to lose memory starting from the attack. I don't believe the dog just came out of nowhere. You were interacting with that dog before it bit your face. See, when these people have their face mutilated, I assume that you stuck your face in that dog's face like y'all always do. Yeah, I don't buy that.
And then a year ago, my life changed completely for the worst. We went to a friend's house, and we started, just playing card games, just hanging out. I was playing with the dog, sitting on the floor. I was about to pick up my phone, and
playing with the dog. Then I was sitting on the floor, messing with my phone, and then what?
Dog, sitting on the floor. I was about to pick up my phone, and the last thing I remember is just my friend running up to me with a towel, holding it on my face.
You see how she skipped right past the scenario during the attack? As if she just blacked out and lost memory. I don't believe that. You were sticking your face in that dog's face.
And then everyone was just going into panic. And I looked down, and I was drenched in the room. It all blacked out. And then I remember waking up in the ER. I felt my face starting heavy, and I'm like, something's not right. And they were like, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, I'm 25 years old. If I have to get up to go to the bathroom, I'm going to the bathroom. I was washing my hands. I look up. I'm covered from here to here. Just all white. I unraveled it, and that's what I saw. I was missing my whole lip from the middle to the end.
You sacrificed your face. All dog lovers sacrifice their faces. Do y'all think that is a smart sacrifice? They make this sacrifice every time they're in the company with dogs. As conscious and self-aware as women are of their attractiveness, you would think, I would guess, that they do everything in their power to protect their faces. But it's not the case with dogs. They run towards the danger. They seek dogs out. You going into shelters, sticking your face into dogs' faces. You're acquiring these things from the shelters. You're nutters running towards the danger. Now listen.
I just broke down. I sat on the floor and I just cried.
Really? Why? Why'd you cry? Because you lost something valuable, right? Your flipping face. A normal looking face. You see how you're crying right now? That means you think your face is important, valuable. I got a question now. Why isn't it important enough and valuable enough for you to stay away from dogs? That's where my confusion comes in. Obviously, your face is important. You only had your lip disfigured. Your eyes, your nose is just fine. Everything else just fine. Y'all the one pretend like it's not a big sacrifice, that it's no big deal. Y'all the ones keep running up, wanting to be around dogs. So you act like you don't care whether or not this happens. And then as soon as it happens, you want to break down. Oh, I'm so traumatized. And I'm sure you are traumatized. I'm not saying you're not traumatized. I'm saying you're silly for being in the company of these things in the first place.
I just couldn't believe what was. I still didn't know what was happening. I thought I was in a dream. I remember my mom and my dad coming in. They opened the curtain. My dad started crying. He's like, I can't do this. And I just remember the nurse saying, all right, we're going to prep you for surgery. Let's go. Later on, when I woke up, I found out they were trying to reattach the piece of the lip that was taken off, but the skin was so damaged that they couldn't reconnect it. So that's when he decided to curve my bottom lip up to my upper lip. 6 months later.
Oh, the surgeon decided to curve the bottom lip and attach it to the upper lip because he said he couldn't save the part that had been bitten off.
Had my second surgery. I looked in the mirror and I looked the same to me. Everyone saw a difference, but I didn't.
She said, I looked in the mirror and I looked the same to me. Everybody else saw a difference, but I didn't. No, you saw a difference. You expect me to believe you didn't see your mouth looking like this? You saw a difference. You just didn't want to see it.
I don't care what other people say. I need to see it. So when I went to my surgeon, I told him, I was like, well, I really want to be able to open my mouth. And he's like, I don't.
No, I really want to be able to open my mouth. You are now seeking more surgery from more advanced plastic surgeons. Not just to be able to open your mouth. You want a normal looking mouth again. You want a normal mouth again. Why don't you just say it? Don't no woman want a mouth like this. Don't no man want a mouth like this.
I don't feel like it'll be able to open anymore.
She's talking as if a normal mouth ain't important to her. Stop it, lady. You sit in the mirror every day staring at this injury, at this disfigurement. Probably cause you all types of depression. Sitting up talking as if you only concerned about functionality. No, you're concerned about appearance as well. Probably more so.
My mouth, and he's like, I don't feel like it'll be able to open any more than it already is. That's when I had started Googling, top plastic surgeons. I clicked Dr. Nassif's name, and I see a little clip regarding why he went to plastic surgery, and that when he was in residency, a 6-year-old boy came in with multiple dog bites, and that's what made him really want to go into plastic surgery, and I was like, wow.
So she found a highly advanced plastic surgeon who decided to go into, I guess, facial reconstruction after he had to reconstruct a young boy who was attacked by a dog, which was what? Another sacrifice. Dog culture, when it comes to youngsters, dog lovers, they accept these sacrifices. Bottom line is, they know that dogs are going to attack them. And they are just willing to accept that. Dog lovers across the world, this is my charge against you, all of you, collectively. You all accept the fact, you accept it as the norm, that dogs are going to attack your young, and you're okay with it. You're okay with it. Lawmakers are okay with it. Now, if anybody knows this to be a fact, it's the lawmakers. They definitely know that the way the laws are set up is set up for sacrifice. It's like, hey, okay, there's a risk here. There's a threat here that we could eliminate, but we're not going to because it generates too much money. People owning dogs, there's too much money in that to remove them for the safety of people and primarily the safety of young people and extremely elderly. Because when you get so old, you can't really defend yourself against no dog attack. You basically go back to being a baby, a toddler, where you're helpless and you need to be protected as an elderly person. Yeah, they are clear that laws are set up to make sacrifices. That's how I look at it.
If anyone really could help me or would want to help me, I feel like it'd be Dr. Nassif.
Hi.
I'm checking it.
So she's looking around for special doctors. Why? Because she wants her face back that bad. I believe she's up every night. Sometimes she's crying late at night in tears because she wants her face back. And in moments like this, I would like to ask people like this. Do you wish you had done things different? If you could go back to that day, would you simply have not have been in that home? Probably so. I mean, if you knew this was going to happen, you wouldn't have went in there. Just like Brooklyn Curry would not have been in that home. If she could turn back the hands of time, Jacqueline Duran would not have been inside that home. If they could turn back the hands of time. Is that true or not? That's definitely true. They can sit up and pretend like, oh, I'm not traumatized all they want. Actions speak louder than words. And they're all bending over backwards to get their face back. So what does that mean? You should have been practicing xenophobia. You should have been avoiding these things. You should have been moving like us, like the dog culture critics. You see, we can sit back and just let dog lovers build the case for us. Y'all, you dog lovers, you are the ones who actually validate our presence. Everything y'all share validates our existence.
Actually pet a dog than eat at a restaurant.
Did you hear what she just said? Let me back that up. Listen carefully.
I clicked Dr. Nassif's name, and I see a little clip regarding why he went to plastic surgery, and that when he was a resident in residency, a 6-year-old boy came in with multiple dog bites, and that's what made him really want to go into plastic surgery. And I was like, wow, if anyone really could help me or want to help me, I feel like it could be Dr. Nassif.
At least you're coming out to eat.
Well, you freaking made me. I'd rather actually pet a dog than eat at a restaurant, to be honest with you. I don't like being stared at.
She just said she'd rather pet a dog than eat at a restaurant because she does not like being stared at. Look at what this disfigurement has done to your social life, ma'am. That's why she was walking with her hood up. Didn't you hear what she said? She said, I didn't want to come out here, but you made me. Listen close.
Massive.
At least you're coming out to eat.
Well, you freaking made me.
See, you heard that? So it sounded like you are cooped up in your home, hiding from the world, ashamed of how you look. That's the worst possible life for a woman, for anybody. So you interacting with a dog, now you're at ground zero. Dogs ruin lives. They ruin lives. They don't make lives better. That's why these channels are always sharing stories like this. Why do y'all think they share stories and make documentaries like this all the time? Because they're horrible. It's a horrible life to live.
I'd rather actually pet a dog than eat at a restaurant, to be honest with you. I don't like being stared at. What are you going to get to eat?
A burger. We're at a burger spot. I'll cut this for you.
Notice how she said, I'd rather pet a dog. Now she's describing petting a dog and being with a dog as a bad and horrible experience. And you really had to learn that by getting mutilated first? That's what I'm saying. I don't. I can look at your face and make the decision, okay, I'm not going around dogs. It's not smart to be around dogs. I can deduct that just looking at your face, ma'am. And it's frustrating that y'all can't do the same thing. Dogs in this country should be abandoned. Nobody should want them. But y'all running out acquiring these things at record numbers right now.
Massive.
Sacrificing yourselves. Sacrificing your faces. And notice, nothing else in society disfigures their face like dogs. Whenever there's a documentary about how bad somebody's face has been disfigured, it's usually a dog that has clamped down and mauled and scrambled egg their face, making them the worst. That gives them a unique, horrible existence, a unique quality of terror. What are you talking about? I hate dogs. That's putting it lightly. Dog lovers, I'm talking to y'all. Y'all always going on about, oh, I don't hate dogs. I see those comments all the time. Well, I don't hate dogs, but, or I don't hate dogs, but, okay, y'all can do that. You could think like that. I'm being realistic. Me saying I hate them, that's putting it lightly. Everybody should be running away from these things.
At least you're coming out to eat.
Well, you freaking made me. I'd rather actually pet a dog than eat at a restaurant, to be honest with you. I don't like being stared at. What are you gonna...
This lady, if you were to creep up behind her and bark real loud, not only would it scare the life out of her, she'd probably start crying. Tell me I'm lying. I bet you she's that traumatized. You sneak up behind her, she'll jump. She'll start crying. She's truly traumatized. Are dogs worth it? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I'm definitely not going to risk. I'm not going to risk having something like this happen to my child. I don't see how y'all do it. Dog culture is all about sacrifice. It's all about sacrifice.
A burger. We're at a burger spot. I'll cut it up for you if you need me to cut it up.
Oh, you will? In order to eat a burger, you have to actually pick it up and bite into it. And in my case, anything that requires me to open my mouth, I honestly can't.
Well, how horrible is that? Come on, man. She's not being honest. You don't only want a functioning mouth. You don't only want to be able to open your mouth so that you can eat food. You also want a normal, attractive looking set of lips. Why are you lying? I grew up I was the oldest son. I'm the firstborn son. Some of you have already figured that out. Can't remember who it was, but somebody called me, you're a first, but yeah, I'm the firstborn son. That used to carry some type of value. But I have two older sisters. And I grew up with an additional extra sister. My mother was in foster care. And, I come from a community type place. So we looked at the foster siblings, as family. It was real easy for us. I had an additional older sister. So that's 3. And 2 younger sisters. 5. I grew up in a house with 5 women. And I see how long y'all spend in the bathroom looking at yourselves. And you looking at every inch of your face, the corner of your lips, the rim of your nose. Y'all are looking at every detail of your face. You want everything to be perfect. Don't sit up here and act like you don't want a good set of lips again. The denial will only make it worse. Shout out to Zina in the super chat. And yes, shout out to all the dog-free people in the building. I'm proud of dog culture critics, man. It's hard to criticize us. Dog lovers would love nothing more than to come to my comment section, to come to these videos and mock us and make us feel bad. And they can't. And I love it. Y'all notice I don't block nobody. When I do the settings for my live streams, there is no moderation, nobody's blocked. There's no restriction on who can comment. These people are free to share their objections. And we know a lot of dog lovers find my videos because a lot of them find videos like the one I did about Sean Lowe because they're a fan of Sean Lowe, right? So videos like that attract a lot of new people, and a lot of new people found my channel, and they didn't like the fact that I have a channel that's about, hating dogs, but they still can't say anything. Go check out those videos that I did about Sean Lowe. Even on videos like that, where I'm being very provocative, they still can't give any real pushback against the things that we're saying. So y'all might as well treat us seriously. Treat us seriously, because more petitions are coming. We're going to make nonstop noise. Mainstream media outlets, you may as well start talking about us. Okay, we're making too much sense over here. Then look at what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting back allowing that's basically what I do on every video. I sit back and allow dog lovers to make our case, to make my case for me.
Since the bite?
Yeah.
In the beginning, when it first happened, I really didn't think you were gonna leave the house at all.
I didn't plan on it.
Well, you used to be all about makeup and doing your hair.
Well, I used to. Now I just work a
Come
bun,
out
like
like
hence this. Like I don't care anymore. Youth doctor.
Yeah, that's the worst life for a woman, to not care about her attractiveness, and really to know that because of her disfigurement, she's not a pleasant woman to look at. It's not pleasing anymore. It's not, you no longer have a face that would stimulate a man. Okay, now, men, our sex drive is powerful. Okay, give us a couple shots. We could probably make something happen in a very dim room. But for the most part, guys are going to move on to the next. They're going to swipe. They're like, yeah, nice girl, but swipe. On to the next. Be honest. I wish they would have been honest like that in this documentary. And I'm saying that because this was uploaded just 2 hours ago. You see the likes are still constantly going up. A lot of people are still watching this for the first time. It was uploaded. This video was uploaded on a platform with 3 million subscribers. So a lot of people are being exposed to this. I hope they're getting the right lessons out of it. I hope they're, are conscious of the things that I'm talking about.
Help me. I want to be able to eat normal. I want to be able to wear lipstick. It's probably going to sound crazy.
Wear lipstick? Listen to this. Just say it, ma'am. I want an attractive mouth. I want attractive lips again. Normal lips again.
I want to be able to wear lipstick. It's probably going to help me. I want to be able to eat normal. I want to be able to wear lipstick. It's probably going to sound crazy, but the main thing I really want to do is take a nice bite out of a juicy hamburger.
Nah, pathetic. Now, I believe you, man. You're overweight, so I'm sure you like hamburgers. But stop lying. Stop with the cat. What has you in tears? You just broke down talking about it, ma'am. Reflecting on the first time you saw your mouth in the hospital, you broke down just now talking about it. So don't tell me you're not up late at night crying. Yes, you are. And you're crying with a mirror in your hand, looking at your mouth. The truth is that she's so traumatized by this, she can't really share it with us. She don't even really want to talk about it. Instead, she'd rather talk about something that'll help her stay feeling good. A hamburger. That's sad, man. I don't like the way they minimize these situations. This is traumatizing. Go ahead and talk about it being as traumatizing as it actually is. And y'all should not be willing to allow your little 3-year-olds and 5-year-olds to go through stuff like y'all are out of y'all minds.
So our first patient this morning has a dog bite injury
Face?
to the upper lip.
Ooh.
So let's look at some photos.
Cute
So
girl.
here she is pre. Oh,
Man, look at that.
lip.
Man,
So let's look at some photos.
Cute
So
girl.
here's
look at your mouth. Did you sit up late at night looking at these pictures too? Looking at how you used to look. And you miss your lips. This is what I'm saying. Why don't you value your faces, dog lovers, right now while you still got it intact? And keep your stupid... Listen, maybe y'all want something like this to happen to you. Maybe dog lovers look at this as a badge of honor. And when their face get mutilated, that proves how much they really love dogs. Is this what it is, dog lovers? Because something has you carelessly sacrificing your face every single day of your life.
she is pre. Oh,
Whoa.
okay. So she had a Abby
That's
flap.
a big
On this
chunk
leg.
taken out. Wow.
Went from, you know, a pleasant face to look at to a face where you look away immediately so that you don't be offensive. Like if I saw her in person, I'd make it a point not to stare at her because it looks so bad and it's such a mutilation. I try not to offend her by looking away real quick. That hurts her the most.
Chunk taken out. Wow.
Almost halfway, the whole upper lip gone.
Important anatomic features have been removed.
Can you please send in Carissa? Hi, Miss Carissa. How are you?
Nice to meet you. How are
Okay,
you?
that's enough. Why? Dog culture is all about sacrifice. It's, in my opinion, it's more like a cult. It's more like a cult than actual cults. Other cult members are out here covering one eye, you know, putting up devil horns on each other with their fingers and stuff like that. Dog lovers out here shedding blood. They out here leaving blood on the concrete, making real sacrifices. Okay, you want to do that, knock yourself out. But if you ask me, if dog lovers are honest, they all value their face. They just get some strange kick out of putting it at risk. And at the end of the day, you can't stop people from doing that. Just be mindful and understand what you're doing. But I don't think it's fair that you force others into this lifestyle. And it's not fair that you condition young people into this lifestyle of doing what this lady was doing. Sharing company with dogs, being accepting of dogs. It's not right for y'all to be hauling these therapy dogs into these schools because that's what you're teaching them when you do that. And that is the most effective current way that they're conditioning young people to be accepting of dogs, is hauling them into these schools. Because in a lot of these schools, some of those students don't have dogs as pets at home. And you're forcing those who otherwise will have no contact interaction with dogs to have contact and interaction with them. And you could very well make them comfortable with being around their biggest threat. Hauling these dogs into these schools need to stop. And that is most likely going to be my next petition. And it's primarily going to be based on what it's teaching them. Big goofies. Young people are not dumb. This is the thing too. Young people, y'all see what's happening. The same adults who are bringing these dogs into schools telling you to rub on them, telling you how wonderful dogs is right here on the screen, boo-hooing and crying. Okay? This woman right here. This is the woman right here bringing dogs into your classroom, telling you to come up and rub on it and trying to tell you how wonderful it is. Don't you think that's a problem? If dogs were truly wonderful, They would never make people cry. Yet dogs make people cry all the time. They make people scared, make people uncomfortable. That's because they create funerals. They leave people in the ER every single day. Every day in America, over 2,000 people under 13 alone need emergency care treatment. Oh, we're over 2,000 now. Remember, 15, 20 years ago, we were over 1,000 every single day who need emergency care treatment. In these homes, the sacrifices are even more pronounced because the entire family is at risk 24 hours a day, every single day. Sean Lowe is a good example, a big dummy, big idiot that made the news twice now because of being attacked by a dog. They're constantly sacrificing their families. And I know this is an issue for a lot of people because I make a lot of accusations and I criticize these adults who have families and have dogs because when you look at them, they look like good people. They're in the suburbs, gated community, mom and dad, 3, 4 kids, and a dog. You know, you look at that and it's like, oh, how could you criticize this setup, this scenario? How could you criticize this household, IHD, as easily as I am? That's how. Because apparently, on the surface, normal looking families like that are the ones that end up on the news. Red light, blue lights, ambulance, and a bunch of crying come out of homes like that. All because of those worthless mutants. They are nothing but trouble. I want to change people's entire view of dogs. Do not see man's best friend, see your worst enemy. See trouble. See a problem. Many of us already look at dogs and get these feelings because they are. I want it to be where when these dog handlers walk into these schools with these therapy dogs, all the students in the classroom jump up in fear and back up against the wall, saying, no, 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 get that dog out of here. They actually could. The students themselves could control whether or not those dogs come in there if they all band together and reject them. Enough of them reject the presence of these mutts. They won't be allowed to bring them in there. And what you parents are doing is beyond me, especially if you don't have a dog at home in your house. Don't allow these people to be bringing dogs around your kid while they're at school. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. Dog culture is based on sacrifice. That's like the first thing you're doing, and it's the most important thing. It's the most relevant thing that's going down in dog culture. The worst thing that comes out of you bringing these things into communities is those things taking a chunk out of one of the youngsters' faces. Sacrifice needs to stop. Extremely inhumane. Our problems are not over until this is dealt with. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.